Even as recently as 2019, having a nice USB microphone or any kind of microphone in your computer was really just a specialized thing that relatively few people used. It was like musicians, we might use it if we need to edit a file or something. Bloggers might use them. But that was really about it. Bloggers, vloggers, journalists, and musicians. But nowadays, due to the COVID-19 global pandemic, more and more and more people worldwide are using microphones on their computers and needing to have their sound quality heard and understood, whether it's for meetings, whether it's for things that used to be done in person that are now happening over the computer. And people are realizing, oh, right, the little tiny built into the computer little microphone things, those really aren't very good at capturing sound quality. So now for musicians at church recording the worship set, or kids in their classroom taking classes, or recording their answers and sending these to their teachers, now it's getting more and more important to have microphones that are better sound quality than the little tiny built into the computer ones. So here is a review of a new one, at least new for me, and seems to be well liked, and let's find out why. Newly arrived today, this is the Samson Meteor Mic USB microphone with noise cancelling technology. First thing I noticed with picking up the box is it's actually pretty heavy, pretty solid. It feels like there's an actual like studio mic, or at least karaoke mic, or some kind of actual microphone in here. It doesn't feel like it's a little tiny built for computer small cheap microphone, which is what I would have expected even a year ago, hearing about getting a microphone for the computer. So I have the handy Boy Scouts of America knife to open this up. One side, here's another side. Always close up your knife safely and get those put away. And here we are. Inside the box is a box. Inside that box is a mic. Wow, this is very solid feeling. This is heavy, like a good heavy, not a, oh man, I have to carry this around, but it's like a good solid microphone feel. It feels like one that I actually bought for actual sound, like sound recording in a studio or for performing. It feels much more like that than it feels like something I would have bought for the computer a year ago. Let's see, so there are legs that fold down like this. And there we are. The look of it's really nice, the feel of it's really nice. The directions are in here. A nice carrying bag labeled with Samson is there. That'll be nice because, you know, if you have a lot of different little equipment things, you might have a lot of these little bags, and this one actually says which one it is, so that might be handy. And plugging it in. So the directions for connecting to a computer, I'll be doing this with a Windows computer because that's what I have. If you have an Apple one, you can read what I have here while I'm reading the other one. But from the Start menu, open the Control panel, select Sound. Under Playback and Recording tab, select Samson Meteor Mic as the audio device. To adjust the gain of the microphone, click Properties, then select the Levels tab. You can view the volume level as either percentage in decibels by right-clicking on the number box. If the microphone LED is lighting red, turn this control down until the LED no longer flashes red. In the Playback tab, select the level and set the computer's master volume to 100%. Use the Meteor Mic's output level buttons to control the overall output from the headphones or speaker. To adjust the monitoring level in the Playback tab, by moving the fader labeled microphone. So that's what we'll be doing here in just a minute. This is just in case anyone isn't going to read the directions but wants a quick what do you do, this is just why I'm adding this part here. Quick start, unfold the legs of the Meteor Mic like I did, position the microphone on your desktop. Legs can be adjusted to the angle of the microphone, so we can change it around, move it around as best need be for the angle. Connect headphones to the headphone output located on the rear of the microphone jack, and then back there. Plug the mini B small end of the USB cable into the USB socket, right there. So you plug the end that will fit into that. You don't plug the other end in because it won't fit. You plug the end that fits in. Boom, there you go. Simple, easy. Launch the recording software, turn the microphone volume knob down, select the Meteor Mic for input and output, set up a mono record track in your software for the vocal track, set the level of the microphone following the instructions in connecting to a computer, boom, over there. If you see power peak LED illuminate red, your signal will be distorted. Turn the mic level control down until it does not flash red. This is very important to know in any kind of recording project. This is important information, basic but very important, and so I'm including the instruction that because for people who are used to doing lots of sound recording things, that just makes sense. If there's red in it, it'll distort it. It'll be too distorted. You want the sound to be clear. But for anyone who's new to using these things, because it's now, you're doing this now because of COVID times and having to figure this out, that's not something that you might know. Red might be watch out or it's getting there, but in this case with microphones, if it's red, it's most likely going to be distorted, and the higher in the red it is, the more distorted it will be, and that's generally not something that you want to happen. Speaker sing into the mic, raise the Meteor Mic's headphone volume knob until you reach a comfortable listening level. Press record button and start creating. Now let's see what this sounds like. So this right now is the control. Think back to science class in school when, if you're testing something, you have to test it against something. So there's the control, the original thing, and then there's the thing you're testing it against. So this is the control. This is the built-in to the computer little microphone that's built in along with the camera if you have a camera on your phone or on your computer, and most do these days, not all, but most do. And so this is the built-in one that comes on this Acer. The quality, it's not great, but it works. It's what we've used on the computer for Skype calling home or for Zooming people when we need to do that. But what about times when I'm supposed to lead music over Zoom, or if I'm supposed to do a music lesson or things like that, and the sound really isn't all that good. It's a lot quieter if I'm using a quiet voice. Maybe I'm wanting to do you're listening to North Country Public Radio, or something like that. Then I have to move in really close, and you're much too up close and personal with my face. And if I do that same thing back here, then it's much too quiet. So I need to use a louder voice if I'm on this. Whereas once we get this one plugged in and turned on, all I have to do is move it close, and I can use that nice quiet voice. Or further back if I'm going to be louder. And so that's the benefit of having an external mic of any kind. You can adjust it accordingly without changing the visual appeal. Without changing the visual appeal of the subject. You can get louder or softer just by what you're doing with the microphone. Whereas with this one that's built in, we can't do that. So now that you've heard me talk on this for a while, let's plug this little guy in and see what happens, see what the difference is. I went to settings, sound, and I'm here at input. I plugged in the microphone here. I plugged this into the USB port, and I'm placing the microphone about the same distance as the computer one is to it, just for fair comparison of where it is. And now I can, in the same similar tone, talk about this. So now I'm holding this in my hand. As I mentioned, it is a lot heavier than I would have expected for a computer microphone just 1 year back. But 2020 has kind of changed the market for many things. And so it's giving good quality, better quality, so much better quality than those little thin stick microphones that that we used to have as the computer mics, or the ones that are built into the headphones. Those are convenient, but if you've ever tried singing in them and recording with them, then you'll see it's really not as good. So there's that, and here's another thing I'm going to try to also show the difference between the two. Pause for just a second. Here's one sound test that for me especially is very important, the guitar test, because these days, especially in days of COVID-19, global pandemic, lockdowns, and so many things going around, musical collaborations have to happen over the internet, and leading worship for church is always often having to go over the internet, and so many different things for classes, music lessons, for, so many different things are happening over the internet these days. And so we need to have the guitar in a way where I can actually hear it, and ideally with good quality. Being that it's on a video thing also, I need to be able to see both my face and at least some of the guitar. Maybe not the whole thing, but at least some of the guitar. But that also means right now I am about 2.5 to 3 feet away from the camera, from the computer, from the microphone that's built into the computer, because I have to be that far away. If I'm up close to the microphone that's built in, it'll either be extreme close-up of the guitar or extreme close-up of like my nose, and so it has to be back 3 feet. Unless you want an extreme close-up of the guitar, then that's fine. Or if you want an extreme close-up of my nose, which no one should ever do, so please don't. But otherwise, you have to be back 3 feet to get these in. So what does this sound like versus the new microphone? I'm excited to try this out all summer, and since March 23rd, when India went in lockdown, until now. Basically, I've been using just this for things in this situation. Now, if doing professional quality recording, like making something for the studio, that's not the kind of review that we're doing for this anyways right now. That would be use the $400 to $600 Zoom H4n microphone and a much better computer than what's built, and better computer is good too, but a much better camera than what's built into the phone, into the computer. But for the meantime, for the purposes of these, for you're just wanting to get through doing the normal things that you always do and that need to get done, you're wanting to do music classes online, you're wanting to do classes online, you're wanting to lead worship online, you're wanting to collaborate with people online, you need to have some kind of sound. So let's hear how this sounds, first with the built-in at the top of the, this little one up here at the top of your screen, just built in that one. I'll do a little bit of strumming and a little bit of finger picking just to hear the difference. And this is with the record is cranked way up to be able to hear it, but we'll see how it is. that's the built-in computer speaker and built-in computer microphone. So now let's try this one out. Oh, so hey there. So these are my kids, and we're going to test out some group singing, see what happens with these two mics. So first, for the first time through, we're going to be singing, and it's going to be recording the sound through the built-in camera, through the built-in camera's microphone. Asato ma sadagamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Asato ma sadagamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityor ma amritamagamaya Gamaya. Pause there. And now we will change this over to the Samson Meteor Mic. So now this is what is receiving the sound. Oops. Come back, come back.
You clicked
Come back.
the button.
I clicked the button. I didn't click the button. Okay, here we are. So I'm putting this at just about the same distance away. I'm trying not to click the button this time. At about the same distance away, so you can hear the difference now through this versus through that. So here we go. Asato ma sadagamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Asato ma sadagamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Meteor Mic amritamagamaya gamaya Meteor Mic amritamagamaya gamaya. And now we'll put this a little further back and try from here. See how it is at just the length of the table away. Asato ma sadagamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Part two. Meteor Mic amritamagamaya gamaya. Meteor Mic amritamagamaya gamaya. So this is really a unidirectional mic. Right now I have it pointed towards us. So right now you can hear us much better than when I start turning it like this and I'm still talking at the same volume and at the same, the same volume, the same range in my voice. So it should be, if this were a 360 mic, then there would be no change in the sound that you're hearing. But there is, because it's more of a unidirectional mic. And that's really good sometimes for like blocking out sounds from other things going on, blocking out distraction-y things that's happening elsewhere, like the train that went by, or if this little guy is like opening a door when I'm trying to record something, I'm like, oh no, but that's okay because this will drown that out some. All right, thanks guys.
That's so cool.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks guys.
You're welcome.
You can head back out. So we're back. This is OBS, which is a video capturing thing, which is free and useful. This is how we show our screen and show what's on our screen. So that's why right now what we're seeing is what we're seeing is what we're seeing is what we're seeing. So there's thousands of us right there going on in infinity. But anyways, so as I was going in here to edit this, I saw that, oh, this was up all the way. And that was hitting up in the red, which, as we said at the very beginning, according to the directions in this even, if it hits the red, it can cause distortion. We don't want that to happen in our recordings. We don't want there to be distortion. So we're gonna do this part one more time, showing the difference between the two mics as we sing the song. But this time, turning down this part here. And so now, whereas over here it's popping up into the red a little, right now it's no longer popping up into the red. So it's no longer in the red, not at all. So now we'll go back to this and do one more time with this microphone on the computer. So this is the built into the computer one. Actually, this time let's Amritwani Teri, Amritwani Teri, Amritwani Teri, Amritwani Teri. Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho. Pause there, and we'll change this over to the Samson Meteor Mic. And here we go. Pavan, Pavan Navani Teri, Pavan Navani Teri, Pavan Navani Teri, Pavan Navani Teri. Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho, Jai Jai Yeshu Jai Jai Ho. Bolo Sanatan Guru Prabhu Yeshu Maharaja Ki
Jai.
So that'll be less distorted. That'll be less distorted than the first time through was, now that we've gone down on this, which is what you should do, which is what the directions said to do, which is what I read that you should do, and yet I didn't. So we're all in a learning curve together in these days of COVID times and everything going digital, everything going online. We're all figuring this out together and going digital together, figuring out how to do this and how to do life. And part of that is having equipment where people can hear you better and understand you better. If you were meeting with people before and now just meeting with people through the internet like this, you really kind of need to have a way to be clear and a way to be clearly heard. So as we can see, this great little Samson mic, it especially makes a big difference in the up close and personal. If you're speaking with it and have it near your face, if you are recording guitar or instruments with it and you have it nearby the instruments, then that's when it makes a big difference. When my family was singing, you could hear a difference in tone in the one from the other, but that may be more of a, musicians can hear a very, a difference in this, or it could be kids of these days don't understand treble versus bass, and these arguments come by. So that could be more subjective, but the up close microphone like this, the up close, holding it close to my face as I'm talking, and having it placed just nearby the guitar, having it placed just nearby the voice, and the drowning out of other things happening, all of that makes a huge, huge difference with this microphone versus the built-in ones. So, again, for this purpose, I would definitely recommend it as a very good mic to use. It definitely enhanced the quality of the sound of my voice, and for this video, I'm not doing any sound editing. Like if I was doing anything not a microphone test, I might go through and okay, I'm going to add some more bass and tweak the treble and add a little reverb, or do different things to make it sound even better. But for this one, not doing that, just so that you can hear the raw original quality between having this microphone or just going with the one that's built into the computer. And during these days of COVID and everything moving online, everything getting digital, everything, things that used to be not done online are being done online. If you're recording for your church service and want to get the worship set sounding really nice, but you only have the computer to work with, this would be a great way to do it. And you don't have to invest in big expensive cameras, just in a nice microphone, and the rest will be well. And so this has done well. This is doing really well in this test. So this is, again, the Samson Meteor Mic USB studio microphone. So good job to the people at Samson in making this. And so if you're looking for a microphone that it feels heavy like your microphone, it doesn't feel like a little piece of plastic that's going to break in the bag, but I can safely put this inside its carry bag, inside the computer gear, and it'll be fine. It'll be safe. It'll be secure. I don't have to worry about, oh no, it's going to get smashed. Obviously going to take care of it because you don't want it to get smashed, but you should do that with any microphone. You should do that with anything that you have. You don't want it to get smashed, so you want to take good care of it. But it's not like a super thin piece of plastic, which, oh no, I just spent money to buy this and it's going to snap and break. This feels solid and heavy and good. It feels like it'll be good and lasting for a long while. So again, good job, Samson, with the Meteor Mic. Cool. Well, again, really good. Highly recommend it. I will let it go at that for now. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There's a lot, usually I don't have many reviews like this. I do have a few. Mostly I have music, either folk songs from India or songs from elsewhere that I've recorded, or songs that me and my family have performed. So, love for you to check it out, and thank you for watching this. Have a great day.